olè ni wọ́n, olè jàtijàti làwọn people yẹn.
All right, thank you. Guys, I'm going to be closing this space. I've announced this earlier. Let me announce it again. By 3, I'm going to stop. So please, 3 minutes max. I beg. All right.
But let me quickly say this: not all agency are scam.
When it gets to your time,
Yes, we agree.
You agree.
We also know that.
Yeah,
So
because we are the agent.
Prince, please wait. Prince, please wait. So let me say this: your 3 minutes is your 3 minutes. Once it's 3 minutes, you will not. You just get thank you, and you are going down, so that you will catch up with his time, and others will do their time. Please, let's be mindful. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So the next person is Mr. Sodiq.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much, Adeji, for hosting this space. Actually, you're the first person that will give me a mic in this space. I don't join too many anyway, but thanks. Funny enough, the past two speakers have actually heard some of my points, so I will not really Mama. I will not really dwell on that. But one couple of things I'd just like to say. Firstly, is the fact that we are just tagging names and maybe saying grammar about government, these people. Who are they? They are humans as well, like we. And definitely is a kind of a habit that we Nigerians have in our mindset. While we were in our countries, and some of us that are even live Nigeria and find ourselves in UK or wherever we find ourselves. Some of this mentality, some of these, I will like put it now, habit is still imbibed in us. Definitely on this COS scam, I actually do not think, Mama, I actually do not think that it's something that should be as grievous as it is now, because we Nigerians, we can monetize anything. The other day I was scrolling online on Twitter as well, and I saw somebody monetizing to give someone a link to apply for a job. You can imagine how grievous that could be, and how people are very, like the last speaker said, uncompassionate about anything at all. So generally, it boils down to the fact that we want to see an opportunity to make something out of nothing for people that do not have that information. Every single thing is all about what's in it for me. What's in it for me if I want to do this? What's in it for me if I want to do that to you? And it's been our ways from Nigeria. That's why you see people who are in some kind of space or the other, they also still have allies or other things that they do. And generally we can't, in Nigeria, while we're still there, you can't deny the fact that having one source of income for you at that time when you were I mean, I left about 3 years ago, and I know as at then it wasn't you can't have one source of income. You will not survive, to be honest. You have to be able to do one or two things together, and when you find yourself here, it's not that easy to be able to pull stunts like that. It's not that easy to be able to pull stunts like that. You want to try as much as possible to focus on the full-time job you have, or if it's a part-time job. But people still, we know the money is not as it is back home, and you still want to make that amount of money, right? It's a no-brainer for me. You have to work your way towards the top. You don't want to have that name for yourself. And one thing about us is that I think as Nigerians, we are very agendas against us, or even for us.
All right. Thank you very much. I was signaling you to round up.
Let him just round up, I beg. My very first speaker for this space. I beg. So Dick, just 30 seconds and round up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I was just going to say that as we try and put all things together, it's not easy for you to have that in one go. So if you are a kind of person that you still want to make more money, try and find your way towards there. It's rewarding in diaspora if you work your way towards the top. But many of us want to just jump queue. You want to just start within 2 days. How I got my first house. We all know these stories, and that's why you see people doing what they're not meant to be doing. right? That's the implication. Uh, as we all know, when we were young, they do tell us that our wants as humans is unlimited. Is unlimited because you want this, you want that. When you get that, you want another thing. So generally, I think it's greed. It's greed for people to scam people for job. What you know that is meant to be free and you're collecting money from people, it's actually a bad habit from us as Nigerians. We need to learn to work on ourselves because we are also a representation of who we have as leaders. Believe it or not, I mean, mostly I don't want to be quoting whatever, but the representative of who we have as leaders is the replica of who we are as followers as well. So it's two ways. If you can't have a good leader and say the followers are bad and they have a good leader. No, if the followers are good, they have a good leader. The followers are bad, they have bad leaders as well. So because it's the leader comes from the follower as well, one way or the other. So thank you very much. And I have other ones. I just want to round up now with that. Thanks.
No vex. No vex. Sorry, Sadiq. We've been here for a while. All right. Let's move on. So I think the next person should be um okay, Charlie P, go. Since you've spoken before, so that I can get new people. Charlie P, you get 2 minutes, please. Go on. All right. Mr. Bragadocious, please go on. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You just go on
I
like
don't
that,
know.
Mr. Abiodun. Go on. Go on.
Hi, everyone. 3 minutes. Okay. I have a lot, but let me see how I can squeeze them in. Um, I think right and Sadiq caption everything I wanted to say, some of it, by saying we are a subset. I think right used that word of a whole. See, that people that are doing scam, they are they are they are part of who Nigerians are. We've lived in Canada, we've lived in US. We've seen the other communities, the Indians that Polonium was didn't want to mention. The Indians that he's talking about, they come in even with lesser qualification. I don't know the process of bringing them into all of these places. I don't know their own process, but I know they come with as in lesser qualification than we do, and they help themselves. Go to example in Canada, a registry. Registry is where most of the activities goes on. Like you want to register for driver's license, you need to get government anything registration. If you have a registry that is owned by an Indian, people that you see there will be Indians. If you have a registry that is owned by a Chinese, many that you see there will be Chinese, which means they help themselves. But Nigerians who don't always want to help ourselves, is either we want to defraud ourselves or we want to just take advantage of something. And I don't, and that is the reason why Nigeria is where Nigeria is. I hate when people come up and start to make things political. Ask Polonium, where did he travel? Ask anybody, when did they travel? They've been outside Nigeria before even, I don't want to go political, before even the present government coming. And Kenekeda will come and tell you what part of the thing was part of the government that was corrupt. So Nigerians are who we are. That is why we go to foreign countries and we start defrauding ourselves. And until we change all of this mentality, things will not work. We'll keep hearing of this COS scam, and people will be look at people that were preaching end bad governance. All of they are the people that you find at this scam thing. And we know what is going on. But the thing is this, until Nigerians themselves, every one of us, change our mindset. I know when I got into this particular country, I was friends to Nigerians that we came in together. But guess what? I had to leave. I had to leave that community and I'm on my own and I'm not ready to want to even help another Nigerians because of what a Nigerian did to my family. But I won't come here. Any person that is my closest friend here, that is on this place, know my own story that I'm talking about. And I won't want to help another Nigerian because of what a Nigerian did to me. So it is like that until we Nigerians change our mindset, this dirty mindset that we bring from outside, from Nigeria to other countries, until we change it, we'll continue to hear about things like this COS scams and how we defraud ourselves because this is what many of us still do to ourselves back home. And we'll carry it and spoil that country that will say the same. I don't want to go into whether they plan their country and that plan was
Sorry,
why.
Abiodun.
You are going
Abiodun.
to encroach into my 3 minutes if I'm getting 3 minutes.
Sorry. Start rounding up. The 3 minutes is actually over, but
The
just
three
round
minutes
up.
is already gone, so you just have 1 more minute, please.
1 more minute. So 49 I should be done. So what I'm saying is Nigerians need to change their mindset. Change your mindset. If you go to a working environment, try not to defraud people. If you really want to help, tell them the truth. Like Polinion said, some people, yeah, you tell them the truth. Oh, this thing might not work. They will tell you, oh, don't worry, I'll pay. And when things change, they will now start changing their mind and calling you house that you defraud them. These are the things. These are the issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. See, personally, I am not a believer in Nigerians to change their mindsets. You know why? Because I don't think it is practicable. I don't think 200 million people will wake up one day and everybody will say, ah, let us now start doing good. Let us be good people. We must not do this. We will not do this. I just don't see. I don't like, disagree with you like fundamentally. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's practicable, right? I believe that the reason people conform to rule of law is when there's actually the full implementation of that rule. Think about it. A lot of people have already started saying that, oh, more this guy go here, more the UK government will definitely do this, they will do this, they will do that, they will do this. You understand? It is because they already have trust. I promise you, if this case were to be in Nigeria, this man will even be the one to tell you they're mad. Go to court. You are not happy, go to court. Because he knows,
Did you maybe know? Do you know
yeah.
why the UK government BBC is bringing all of these things out? Because they realize their people are asking that the immigrants are taking their jobs. So government wanted to use a policy. They wanted to find a means to support their claim so that the world will not say they are being racist against other people. So they will look for ways to say, oh, it is because of your cunning way that we are pushing you out. And that is why they are doing all of these things, exposing all of these things, so that when they give you the facts, you won't be able to argue with that your people are scammers.
Well, fair
And that
enough.
is
But
what,
there's also, again, that, when we start talking about this scam, COS scam,
Mr.
people
Victor.
then say, sorry, please. People then say, "Oh, you guys, why are you talking about the country?" Because it all leads back to it. If people were not flocking these places, those ones will not have reason to be looking for how to chase people back. It's a cycle, and it's like this snake biting its tail. You don't know which one. It becomes a circle, right? You don't know which one where the head is. That's the way I see it. Because if we are not there to be flocking the place, because again I believe strongly that we are mostly living because of economic reasons. You can have any other reason. Everybody has said, oh, is this race personal ambition and this that. Most people are living because they want a better life. So if we had a better life in Nigeria, perhaps the UK government or the BBC will not have reasons to be doing documentary. Perhaps we ourselves will not be so desperate, to put our hard-earned money, or even maybe we borrowed it, into the hands of fraudsters that wants to take advantage of that desperation. Anyway, Mr. Aloyin, please go on.
Yeah, thank
Three
you very
minutes.
much, DG. Yeah, thank you. A lot of people have overflogged this scam issue, and I will not really want to talk about it. Those people or those involved in it, I mean, yeah, it's very wrong. It's very bad. But where I want to come in is the question that hangs on this Japa stay. The question is, why would somebody spend like 20,000 pounds in this current age and day to really be gullible enough to give it to somebody and to leave Nigeria? I mean, it sounds crazy because people like me, when I was in Nigeria as at 2005, 2006, I had class teachers that were buying cars. It wasn't really that hard for my class teachers as at primary one, primary two. They were having cars. they could build houses. Many of them were building houses. But if I ask you now, how much do you want to earn in Nigeria, like in a month, that will sustain you properly? Like, can we put a mark like, okay, you're a professor, the max you can earn is maybe like, even if you're earning 1 million. And I don't like the poverty mentality that is now filling up social media, where if someone is aiming to earn 1 million per month, it's like you are not of that age yet. There's that mentality amongst people on social media. I don't know. And people like me left like 6 months ago. And if you might not know me then, I used to come on space, be shouting bread, price of bread, be shouting, we want to buy petrol, there's first scarcity. Some people will even come and tell us that we should go and use CNG. We'll be shouting about bad roads. And we're passionate. We're just staying in the country that, like, these are just basic things. Like, we just want to survive. Like, we just want to live. Like, no issues. Like, come on. Like, we just want to have big dreams. We want to drive good cars. We want to enter a Tesla. Like, we want to dream big. It's just those little things. And in 2025, there's no light in your house for like 3 days. Like, I don't know, some people can live with it, but my own vision was bigger than that. So it made me think of the opportunity of leaving the country. And I spent over like 15,000 pounds. And I don't regret it. And I don't care whatever your opinion might be, because me, I just want where there's light. I want where there's
You
internet.
know, they said for
I
you to
just
do
want
that,
the little things. I want where there's good
it
roads.
suggests that you are probably unpatriotic.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Let me tell you, let me give you a fun fact, Deji. Do you know that if you want to be a footballer in Nigeria, if you want to play for the Super Eagles, you have a greater chance playing for England than playing for Nigeria before you can get to the team? How many of us, so as a footballer or as an athlete, first aside, you have the people abroad have the opportunity to play for your country than you that you are patriotic. Have we talked about that? So what is patriotism? What's the essence? Even when the policies on ground, when you see some things on ground that doesn't even favor you, rara. Let me tell you something. It's not, you see, this patriotism thing, people take it far. This same Mr. Bamidele, I was part of the people. It was my area where Sarah Ibrahim and what's the name of Awa were shouting about bad roads in Ogun State. That was my area. That place leads to the best university. That place, government is collecting road tax every day from different commercial buses, but they cannot do that road. And we're shouting. Some people are telling us it's international road, it's federal road. Do you want me to continue to stay there? Why should I risk my life when I can look for 15,000, run away, and I will not even have to shout about the road? See, people are doing this COS thing because, okay, at the end of the day, they promise you that they'll be paying you maybe, worst case scenario you can get paid is maybe like 20,000 per year. So the first year, maybe it's the recoupment of your money. The second year, you're making 20,000. You would have forgotten the first 20,000 you paid. Even if you paid 25,000, even if you paid 30,000, you will forget it because the system is working. It's actually working. Even if you are doing that job, you have some insurance. Like, you are not going home to be like, you have international access. You can think, okay, might even go Morocco, might even go just even by stipends. Deji, I did WAEC invigilator in Nigeria. I did NECO invigilator. You don't know the day they are paying you your money. When result comes, they may pay you after 3 months. They'll pay you less than 100,000. Like, look at it. And I can just go to work at night, just at night. Many of the people on these places, they work at night. But Nigeria, you can't even work at night. How many places can you work at night? How many? There are 200 million people there. How many places can you work at night? Only in Lagos. So those factors of development, those little things, it's frustrating when you don't see it as a young man. And the world is moving. It's not even waiting for anybody. It's the 25th, like this 2025, bro. People are moving to AI already. People are like, the world is moving. I know if you just talk some stories of some Tesla where I enter. Me, I just want that life. I don't know what you want. You can be patriotic. I don't know what you want. But me, I just want the good life. I can't live with me shouting about fuel every day. You now come and be shouting on me that I should go and change my own car to CNG. Like, don't you see the craze? So all those craziness, there is no patriotism. You can enjoy it. See, you also as a Nigerian to make a movie. only for it to be pirated in Alaba. We thank God for today. Same Nigerians. So I don't know, but if people are spending 25, 20, 30,000, let me tell you something. If they work hard, they get that money back. It's just the little bad eggs amongst us that we are seeing that are scamming people, which is very wrong, which is condemnable, and many of them are the ones shouting for good Nigeria. They are the ones shouting online for. That's the problem. But let me tell you something. These people are less than 1% of the population that travel. The population that travel just want a good life. We just want to survive, like no stress. Like I can just go to work 3 times in a week, and I know that okay, everywhere good. I should not come online and be shouting price of egg, price of rice, price of beans. Can't you see? When I came, I used to think how people go they shout price of rice. I just thank God for everything.
We thank God in your life too. Anyway, Ari Marshall, please go on.
Well, thank you very much. I just want to say something first on this COS scam. The truth about it is, as a community, as a community in diaspora, we need to have a strong structure in place whereby if someone makes a report of a COS scam, the community can come together and be able to take whoever that person is. But the unfortunate thing is, the Nigerian community here, I've come to discover that it does not work like that. Okay, I used to belong to the I belong to the NIUK community in the UK here. And until Fisayo Shiyombo made a post about the guy that was the president of collecting £9,000 from someone for COS. By the time Fisayo made it an international thing, the next day, the president returned 7,000 of the £9,000 back. It's not supposed to be like that. So the problem is, as long as we don't come together and make our structure strong and workable, we will keep having this problem. And that is why people have no option but to go and make the noise outside. And unfortunately, evil speaks louder than good in most cases. It has a way, even though good will win at the end, but the evil things make so much noise. And so when we talk about the Indian community, an Indian guy can come into a place, he sees another Indian guy, so why he can speak Hindu. Whether you speak Hindu for Bangladesh or from anywhere, they help you, they support you. It is not the case in Nigeria. And so we need to make a conscious effort, especially the good ones, to say, see, we can help you to fight this thing, but with a clean heart, with a clean mind, because most time people start well and they deviate. And again, you cannot take corruption away out of Nigeria. They say Nigerians are scammers. I was watching a video on the net where people were attacking a Flixbus that was moving in Paris. And the guy that was saying that on the timeline, so people were saying, I am sure they are black. So they are saying that these guys are actually white. There's a mindset about the blacks. There's a mindset about Nigerians. And it is not about those of us who are here. Take our leaders, for example. Look at what is happening in National Assembly. Take the likes of Winke. Take the likes of the way things are happening. These are global leaders that people are seeing. If our leaders are portraying us in a bad light, who are we, the followers? Who are we? And the unfortunate thing about Nigerians is it is difficult to fight for Nigerians, because when you stand up to lead the battle, it is the person beside you that will be the one to truncate that battle. I have seen it before. I've been part of it. I was part of an adulta in the university. And by the time the school was closed down for a just reason that we fought for, and the school they did their findings and brought out the report. The report was 98% accurate. The only question I ask myself is it the same student who are fighting for that made all this information available? And I told myself, I don't think as Nigerians we are ready to fight. So when we are saying, let's fight against our leaders, let's gang up, the truth about it is, as me and you are standing up to fight, somebody, the same percentage of us are there fighting against the same move. Somebody will tell you, is my brother, is from Lagos State, is this, is that. So the truth about there's still a long way to go. We all want Nigeria to be good. For me, I want Nigeria to be good. I love my country. I want to see my country doing well, but not with this set of leaders we have. And the unfortunate thing is there is no structure that is working in Nigeria. Take the UK, for example. The structure is working. In the next 10 years, this structure has been there for hundreds of years. Now we don't have a structure. Our generation will go. The next generation will come, there's no structure. The generation after there is no structure. When is this thing going to be corrected? So I think for me, Nigeria is beyond prayers. We actually need to do a conscious effort. And those of us in diaspora need to also help to lead this thing and let them know that see, Nigerians were not scammers. Nigerians are brilliant people. Nigerians are good. I have seen Indians getting jobs. I have seen Asians getting jobs that I feel I am far, far better than them. Some of them are my classmates, they tell this where they will now be asking yourself, how did they get this job? We are the Nigerians that are there. Go to Tesco supermarket. There's a whole food line for Indians. There's a whole food line for Asians. Where's the African line? You hardly find them. I have gone to a Tesco store. There is no single African food. I'm not saying Nigerian food. There's no single African food. So it's a deliberate attempt of the system to make sure that we're suppressed. And unfortunately, the bad ones have made it so loud and make it easy for us to be suppressed and to be oppressed, but we will not keep silent. Those of us who have the good mind, who are patriotic, we will
Yeah.
keep making the noise and let them know Nigeria, we all are not bad. We were not saying we are all saints, but there are still good people among us. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Chris, please go on. 3 minutes.
Thanks, mate. So I only just I wanted to listen and didn't want to speak. I think it was Think Right who said something like I've forgotten now. But look, we are a symptom of the abusive relationship that we have with our leaders, right? It's so bad that even when we find ourselves in a very sane society, we don't even know how to be compliant, you know, by the borders of law or what law allows. We don't even know how to behave, right? And I'm saying this because he said, and I'm sure everybody heard him, that the guy is evil. And I'm not on the side of anyone. I'm just waiting for the court to do its job. That the guy is evil, for asking his his clients to go and sell their properties, to go and sell their land and stuff. And I'm like, were you there? Or did you sign, as a witness on one of the forms that you was just like, how did you even know that he did that? That he told his client to go and sell. Look, we have to be careful sometimes. Your name is Tinkrat. Maybe you didn't have enough time to think about what you wanted to say so that you said the right things. But I think that is wrong, right? It is wrong. It is already in court. From what I've learned so far, it was even the guy himself that was like, yo, this can happen. He went to court first. Let us all just wait, right? Instead of you coming to be the news and the hangman when you were not even there. Nigerians, we have a problem, and I agree with the last speaker. A lot of things that are good about us don't even come to the fore. Sometimes we are too loud, right? I went to a party, my in-laws' birthday party, is 50th, and there was this girl there. She just arrived like a week ago. And if you see this babe has hands, Jesus, I'm like, meanwhile, I don't even do Canada for how long? I still got my Nigeria street cred. You will just arrived last week. Oh, what did happen here? And it's already telling me that she doesn't know what is Oha soup. And I'm like, we just come up from Nigeria last week. You don't know what it be Oha soup. I had to just leave her alone in that section of the party and I went to play with the kids. We are too loud. I can't count the number of cities that I've been in the world. At most times, I don't have pictures of that place. You will just arrive. You don't snap for the toilet. You don't snap for everywhere, even for the wings of the plane. You attach yourself, snap for there. We are too loud. When I finished school in Montreal, right? Hold on, someone.
So is it bad to you know spread information about where you're living and how good it is? I don't understand this talk of being too loud. Right? The point here is that some people are scamming people. I think uh, I don't want to conflict things. There are people who are scamming people, whether they are loud or they are quiet, it doesn't matter. They are scamming people. So if you, without scamming anybody or hurting anybody or causing harm or pain to anybody, you are basically flaunting where you live. So what? You have an accent after 2 minutes of arriving in the UK or wherever. You are not harming anybody. So I don't really understand Chris's point of view, but it's all good. He's still here. Prince, please go on. Guys, I'm not accepting any other speaker. I'm just waiting for everyone here to finish. Prince, 3 minutes,
Good
please.
afternoon. Yeah, so I won't even hold the mic much. Though, what brought me up was when Think Right talk about, agencies coming and all that. So, I think, based on my own experience, because I said I also run an agency, company. Sometimes these people you call middlemen. In fact, I have while I was even leaving the space, I have one complaint issue from a client in US, that shipped something with us. And then the KG, the guy shipped with us. Uh, what the middle guy, the so-called this middle guy, or whoever is using from Nigeria here, what the person gave to him is even more than what he paid for. So, what am I trying to say is that this agency might just be doing their job, but the so-called people you met to link up with and all this, they might be the problem. So, not all agencies are just scam. That's just what me I really come up here to say on the issue of scam or West Nigeria and all that. I think and even about just think let's not really push this narrative, just like someone here said, because I know they are everywhere. You want to talk of countries with large numbers of scams. Talk of Paris, is it which country? That one of the Asian countries. These guys they have a huge number of scammers. But when it comes to Nigeria matter, we're like, but like I said, I don't support scam. But then to also keep our country in a good image, it's not everything we really need to put out there in the public and publicize it. I think Nigerians we love publicizing, especially our own negative part. But even though we publicize government's negative part, it shouldn't be more of this scamming thing and all that.
So,
Because
Prince, what if publicizing it would make the people who have been duped by these guys at least give them a chance to recover their money back? You don't think that it's worth it?
yeah, I think if that is, but before you publicize it, I think you should go to the people back end and try to, why I'm saying this because of you people that are even in diaspora. Because the more we make Nigeria look bad internationally, the more it affects Nigerians in diaspora. I don't know whether you get my point. So sometimes, if for me, I think when it really this scamming thing is very much with Nigerians scamming foreigner and all that. But if Nigerians scam Nigeria, I think that is a very big messed up. And if you know the person, reach out to him. Look, if you don't do the needful, you're gonna find yourself in the public, and you allow the laws to also take care of it. That is why me I keep on hammering on justice system in Nigeria, because our justice system is also very poor. That's why you have crimes increase every day by day. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, I totally disagree with you. I believe
Sorry, in
that
which part do you disagree with me?
that's what I was just about to say. Yeah, yeah. So I totally disagree in its entirety that we should keep things down. Don't embarrass the country. Don't this that that. No, no. It's not the country that defrauded somebody. It's one person, and we are calling the name of the person, right? And it's not even. It's not, please.
No, no, maybe my own scam of the side I'm talking about is different from, there is this popular scam in Nigeria called Yahoo Yahoo and all that. I think this really the likes of Osh Poppy, But if it's this agency scamming, you have to go after the person, go after him, you know him, you have his contact, you have all his information, you go after him, you make sure you
Okay,
get
so
him.
I've gone after this person, but this person is still adamant, he's
For what?
still,
Where is the
unremorseful.
person,
So
Deji?
what do I do?
Deji, where the person there?
Are you,
Sorry,
what
is
do
the
I do?
is the person in Nigeria?
Okay, say the person is in the UK.
Is in UK?
Yeah.
You, where are you? Same UK.
Yes, yes.
Oh my God. So I think these are even places that justice system works very well. Maybe the person wants to find himself back in Nigeria, and you do it.
I
Simple.
don't,
I think this is
yeah.
where, sorry. I think this is where justice system really works well. And I believe every Nigeria in this outside Nigeria, they also want to like, I think when they did something wrong, that that is something that will really take government notice upon them. I think they will sit up because any mistake you find yourself deported. And personally, now we go welcome you for airports.
So
Back
Prince,
Lagos here.
I don't really follow what you're saying, but
Like what
there's
I'm saying,
someone.
if
Hold
the
on,
person is
please.
in
Hold on,
UK,
please.
go
There's
and report
someone.
him to the government.
Okay, so you report to by government. You mean the police, correct?
With just of you can even sue him of fraud. You sue him for fraud. By the time he faces the
Also,
court,
so
they will
when they
deport
then
him
sue
or
him,
her.
when they then sue him for fraud, and a TV station as big as BBC carries it, is that not publicity already?
But the person will find himself back in Nigeria, isn't it?
No, you are missing the point you made. The point you made was that we shouldn't speak about these things because it paints the country bad. It paints the country bad. And
No,
my
you get me
point.
wrong. You get me wrong.
Okay, all right.
What
I'll
I
give you
mean
30
is
seconds
that
to say what you
okay,
and so that we can move on because I don't
okay,
think we are getting anywhere.
okay. Okay, so I think when I talk of publicity and all that, is the way we. Sometimes I think I saw someone posted something about this Yahoo Yahoo Kiniko with white woman complete. The thing got over 4 million views, and everywhere it was trending. This is like Nigeria. Look, Ghanaians are also scammers. But my brother, when it comes to this visa or your travelings or your job, and someone scam you, and these are people you have this contact, you've been speaking with him, and he's a fellow Nigeria. I think maybe you report him to government, and it led to reporting the guy, probably, or locked him up. Some Nigerians will come and make you look as if you did the wrong thing. My brother, report him. Let it. If I even want to be on the news, if he even enter news, automatically his own is finished. He will
Okay,
be taken care of, and it will be noted that it is you as a Nigerian that also bring the case. So
all
it means
right,
that Nigeria is fighting injustice too.
all right. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Prince.
Thank you, boss.
Is Chris back? Okay, I think Chris got held up. All right, Malam, do you want to say anything before I end the space?
Nothing really. Nothing really. I absolutely don't have anything to add to the
Okay. All
conversation.
right. This is what
It,
I will say with respect to. Thank you very much, Malam. Thank you. So Prince, you literally repeated, you literally repeated what you said earlier. Yahoo, Yahoo. Don't see. Once a fraud has been committed, you will do everything you can to recover your money. Every single thing you can to recover money. I mean, you didn't steal this money, right? So you can't just say, even thief, they forgive in fellow thief, we steal their money. How much more someone who has, worked, you know, in a very in very harsh conditions, who sweated for this money, and he will not collect his money back. So any means necessary, right, is what you will use to collect your money back. Nigeria is not the one that defrauded anybody. Mm? So don't worry. Don't cry more than the brave. Nigeria will be okay. But you see, you that you have scammed me. I'm sorry. CNN, if CNN will have me, I will spread your name there. So, guys, it's not about denigrating the country or whatever. It is the fact that some people are so greedy to the extent that they could care less, how you feel, how the fallout that comes after this fraud has taken place. They don't care. What they are looking after is the game. And what is the game? Your hard-earned money. They will say everything necessary to get you to commit. And the moment you commit, you are locked in. They will twist you, bend you, do everything necessary, to evade you. And they will not be remorseful about it, right? So it's not about speaking down on the country. It is the fact that there are some people out there in every single country of every single country on this planet, you know, that wants to game you and wants to prey on your desperation to leave this country. They are there watching. They will try to gauge your desperation. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to get out of Nigeria? And the moment they see that, they let out a bait and it hooks. I'm sorry, you are fair game. These guys, they don't have mercy. If you guys listen to that or watch that documentary, this dude was literally saying he knows that they are not supposed to pay, that he knows it's free. But the people that are paying, according to him, they understand. They understand that if they don't pay, their chances of getting this job is limited. Hence, the game here. If you want it, you pay for it. You understand? So now, this man, don't get me wrong, he has probably done some good. He has probably done this visa for some people that actually worked out, right? Some people probably got this visa and have settled in the country as a result of this man's help or service, right? Because they paid. It's not really help. So because of his service. But the reason why people start complaining about fraud is when after making payments, you don't get value for your money. Okay, you don't get value for your money. What is this person you have paid? What are they doing? Some of them are so, like I said, unrepentant, very disrespectful because they know that they hold the cards, they hold all the money, they hold everything. And they will also bank on the notion or the mind that you yourself, say you no suppose they pay for them really. You are already breaking the law in some sense. So the last thing you want to do is to go and be reporting to the police. It will only take someone who is also ready to leave the country. Say anything, anyhow, we will go scatter this table to go to the police to do this thing. So they are banking on that. And that's why they will keep posting you. Don't worry, I will pay you in the next 2 weeks. Oh, no, no, no. I will pay you, 2 weeks come. You keep pursuing them. And they won't do anything. You say someone said Nigerians need to learn how to do things back end. Back end, back end, back end, back end. Nothing happens. Nothing happens in this back end. And people are toiling. They are working inside mad cold, you know, just to get by in some of these countries. Doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs to be able to stay afloat. Some because of your promise or because of the promise that you were going to get them a proper COS, a good, comfortable, whatever. They've packed all their family members with them, their children, their this thing, everybody. They've sold their properties. They've done thrift. I'll be waiting that they call them. They've done, yeah, I think it's thrift. I don't know. Right? They've put their belongings on the market. They've sold it. The only thing that is left for them with them is that their Ghana must go. They are taken to the UK or wherever. And then they come here and you don't give them the job. And in the video, the guy said, "Oh, they understand the jobs." I think if you guys check the jumbotron, right, one of his defense, he said that. Give me a sec, please. Um, where is it? Okay, so he said we have always made it clear that our certificate of sponsorship is free. Right? That said, some recruiters and employers charge some extra costs. This cost can cover training, transportation, and even accommodation, and varies from employer to employer. The question is, how many of these people that have claimed that you defrauded them get these services you have mentioned? If there's no story there, BBC will not be able to capitalize on it, because some people have said they are looking for excuse to take us away, to chase us out of their country. Yes, maybe that is the larger game here, but why is there an avenue to be exploited if people like this have not spoiled ground? And by the way, he's not alone. There are so many people that are still struggling to get their money back from the hands of these people. If you are not able to fulfill a service, return the money. It's as simple as that. Find a way to return it. You don't then talk down on them as though they are being you know unreasonable. Return their money. So no, when we are talking about these scams or yahoo people or whatever, it is not to denigrate the country. Don't worry, you are not the only Nigerian. Nigeria will be okay. But you see all these name, no, we have to talk about them, because people have cried, people are suffering as we speak as a result of their scams, fraud. Anyway, I saw my Oga requesting for mic. I think this is partiality, by the way, because there are some people requesting for mic as well. But Mr. Steven, quickly.
Deji, thank you. I saw you wanted to close. I just wanted to add my 2 cents, because we have been on this issue since yesterday. I don't know, perhaps you also were on the space where I came to say that the Dr. Kevin Alaneme, who is now the face of COS scam, in Nigerian scamming in the UK, is someone that I do know, and I did speak to his character as far as I knew. But over through yesterday, engaging Nigerians in the UK, because I live in America, so I don't really know as much as those who understand the COS issue. But I've learned, and what I want to say is that there are several facets to why I feel that my friend has done an incredibly terrible job. Um, Number one is the figure which people are paying. It is beyond atrocious. Um, there is no justification to charge someone who is desperate because of the reality of what Nigeria has become, just to find a better life for their children. Because many people that have a family, people that have children in Nigeria, they are considering the future of those children. That's why they make a very tough decision. It's not easy to relocate when you are a family person. It's not. You have to put your children out of school. You have to put both your spouse and yourself and go to a place you do not even know. So it is not a easy feat to relocate. Very difficult. But for them to make that choice, most times, is because they look at the young children and what is the future. So they do that. So I strongly condemn the actions of my friend Kelvin, who was involved in charging this. Because yesterday, when I initially came, I was focused on the legalities, because the legalities will say that yes, he was not the one that issued the COS. He is not the one that gave visa at the embassy. He's the middleman. And I was looking at it from the angle of an agent. Where if you want to buy a house, for example, in Ireland, and they say the house is 100 million, an agent says his own is 5 million. People pay agents. So that fee is what I was looking at. But on the second thought, DG, it's clear to me that it's exploitation. Let's call it what it is. It's not good to call a spade an instrument of digging. Let's call it spade a spade. It is complete extortion, and that is wrong. And what is even more wrong is that the UK crack down on any middleman. They don't want people who are looking for jobs to be paying. I learned yesterday that the COS is supposed to be paid 200 and something pounds to the government by the employer, not the employee. Because the idea is that someone wants to labor for you. So you pay to bring the person to the UK. I think that was the whole basis of why the UK frowns at it. So I suspect he has a lot of legal problems, because you cannot justify, no matter how we've tried to frame it, it is man's inhumanity to man. But I also want us to be careful, Deji, You know, there are a lot of scams going on. The Yahoo Yahoo is a big one. I always argue that Nigeria is not the top on the list. Most countries that commit crime, Nigeria is likely not even in the top five. But when you go online, you think that we are the only ones doing scams. You have not seen Indians or Russians or even North Koreans. You have not encountered the level of scam. So when we say scam on a broader term, Deji, this is extortion. It's not necessarily in the same light of the general scam, but it's still bad. You see, why am I saying that? The COS, the gentleman issued, no, he didn't issue. The one he links people to, they were authentic COS because they were able to be verified at the the UK embassy, and these people got visa and they jackpot or traveled, arrived in the UK. Where the problem is having is that they have arrived and some of the jobs promised is not exactly what is written on the COS. I also learned that the COS also describes the pay, the annual wage is also there. So there's a lot of
It describes
violations
the
going on.
pay, it describes the company you are working for because you can't work in any other country. It has to be that company that brought you
Okay.
in, right?
Okay.
If you are working in another company, you're already going against it, right?
Right.
You may not be getting paid what you are supposed to be paid because you are doing you are more or less illegal. You get that kind of
So
thing. Even though
so
you came to the country legally, but because you are not fulfilling the terms of your COS, you are you are living in, if you get what I mean, you are working illegally, which is brings a lot of pressure.
so just to add to the whole conversation, this is a new learning for me. So the first place I joined was hosted by I think I've forgotten the name. ROF is the handle. I went in there with the idea of this guy is doing a legitimate job because I knew when he started the company, we discussed about it because it's someone I know from UNN. We graduated together, and he was focused on admissions for masters. Masters was his target. Then sometimes undergraduate, and that was what he was doing. He was charging a fee for helping people get admissions. It was until COVID that he switched into this. COS. I didn't even know about it. So my challenge was this guy is doing a legitimate business. Why are people calling him a scam? Yes, he charges a fee, but even the fee, I've already addressed the fact that the fee is extortion, no matter what. Even though he argues that he's not the only one collecting the money, but nobody should collect, according to what I've not learned, nobody should be collecting any money. So it's already wrong ab initio. But what I was going to add to the conversation is the devastation that happens to the victims because you can be stranded in Lagos, for example. If you find church, go chop. If you call your brother, if you find place in London or in Birmingham or in Leicester, you're on your own. And in Lagos, it gets as a bad reason. Some people stay under bridge, Abi, because the weather allow you. In UK, you cannot stay under bridge. You will be frozen out and die there. So it is painful all round. But Deji, what about the fact that in spite of this awareness, many people know that it's possible these things happen. Even after this whole scandal, Nigerians will still go and sell their property tomorrow and gather £10,000, knowing that it might work, it might not work, but they are that desperate. I think that also speaks to a larger issue. Why do we fall victims of this terrible crime? In America, for example, I have heard stories of people charging $10,000 to help people link you up to marry, for example. These are all crimes and illegal. Not too long ago, someone I used to know in Nigeria, Deji, he called me, he chatted me up after a long time. This is a young boy I knew, was a child. He has grown up now, he's now in his late 20s. He said, "Sir, can you please help me look for a wife? I want to marry. He has to be a US citizen. He has to be this." I'm like, what is wrong with you? Am I a matchmaker? He said he's tired of Nigeria. He wants to move to. Okay, so why are you asking me to? He said some people are doing it. So we don't like to talk about it on public spaces, but people do marriage scams. In the UK now, it's COS scam. I am sure marriage scam will also happen there. Why do our people bring out money? Say, in fact, if you tell people you are not going to get involved, they'll say you are wicked. The person now that I'm telling you now that I know from child is a small boy when I left Nigeria those days. He has grown up now to
Yeah.
an adult. He thinks I'm evil. He thinks I'm bad. I'm a bad person according to, because I told him that that is illegal. I'm now a bad person. So it's not a one-sided crime. It's a crime both ways. The person extorting is committing a crime. The person doing all this payment, no, it's clear that you should not be paying.
Yeah.
But they know that if they don't pay, they may not get the job. So I am saying that it's a holistic problem. Because your topic says why always our Nigerian community. So let us also speak to the issue. I'm sure Chris will tell you his own story in Canada. How people will find a way to even marry him here. He say, may I give you money? Since he never married me, I don't marry, so they're not going to come marry me. If you don't ask Chris, may he marry them and make it come Japa. Why do we do that? That's a larger problem. That's a larger problem. So it's not a victimless crime, but both sides kind of know what they are buying. So let's not just come and tape over it that this Kelvin is the only sinner. No, I don't blame the victim, but the victim is not also blameless. I don't know if you get my drift. That's just what I wanted to say. Then in terms of, lastly, before I hand over the mic, Japa or stay? Japa or stay is a very, very loaded statement. What do you do, Japa or stay? It is clear that if you can Japa, you would have already Japaed. If you can.
No, some people say they are there. They are still in Nigeria despite the challenges, and it's not as if they cannot go leave the country. That's what some
You know
people
what?
have said on this
You
space.
know, there was a time, Deji. There was a time I worked in Shell in Port Harcourt. I was not a full staff. I was a contract staff in Shell for more than up to 6 years, working in all these oil fields. Right? I wasn't a full staff. I was a contract staff, but I was making more money than most people because I had a good contract and I was right in the industry, and I had opportunity to join another company as a staff. Right? When I was deciding to leave Port Harcourt to move to US, then a lot of people told me, are you crazy? You have a good job. You have a house. You are okay. You know? And I said, Nigeria is a ship. It's traveling on the water in the wrong direction. No matter how hard you work, you are in that ship. It's like a vessel. It does not depend on you. It's going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
You can work as hard as you like. You are headed in the wrong direction. And guess what? All those people I left in Shell now, anytime I come back, everybody say, oh, you are like an angel that saw the future. I beg, let me advise you if you're on this space. If you can, run, oh, run.
Okay.
My own advice for
Thank
you.
you.
Do not
Thank
run.
you.
You are your own.
Thank you,
If you
Stephen.
cannot, then figure yourself out, work hard. You can also succeed in Nigeria. But if you can, why not? If not, that's the truth.
All right, thank you. I mean, I don't entirely agree. Yes, like you said, people who are desperate, who know that they are not supposed to be paying for this thing, uh, they understand the risks, right? And they know that they are also breaking the law. So why are they paying someone to do it for them? Well, again, fair point. But who has actually breached the trust, especially that of the government in the UK? It is the person that has promised people, you know, to come to the UK without any proper assurances. They are just doing it to say, oh, come, don't worry, I know the way. Don't worry. When I give you this thing, once you come, you go start work. And you under this thing, you go start to make money, repay all the people where you borrow money from. These are the people. These are con artists. That's what they are. They prey on your trust. Because I also, so that we don't generalize, I don't think everyone who has made that payment probably believes that they are doing something wrong. Some of these people may actually just feel like, oh, this is part of the requirement and I'm fulfilling it, right? So the problem here to me, and I may be wrong, by the way, but as far as I'm concerned, the way I see it, the problem here is those people who have decided to breach that trust and put people in undue hardship. I think that is it for me. But thank you though. Thank you for coming.
No,
Blessed.
just to add to what you said, I know you disagree completely. Some of them may not know. But do you know that people, even visiting visa, people will pay money to be able to get visiting visa? Some people just want to leave. When I reach there, I'll figure it out. That's how people are getting trapped. It's not just enough to think that, oh, they thought they had a job. What is also happening with the Kelvin guy, he doesn't issue these jobs. He links people. So it's the employer who fails that is really the problem. But he's not also blameless because he knew, should I advise the people that this risk exists. But many people just want to get there. When we reach there, we'll figure it out. Guess what? Most people don't figure it out
Yeah,
because it's
but
getting
Stephen, if you watch the documentary, this said company, the only slot of job they have is literally just 150 something. But they've given COS to over 1,000 people. Did you watch the
I watched it now. That one is a scam. That company is in trouble. That company you are calling now, they will be shut down and they will be prosecuted. That's the crime because the
but this is
US,
the same
UK,
company he is doing business with.
he does business with a lot of companies, and this is one of them. You are right. So that also, how do I call, indict him? He's not blameless at all. I'm not saying he is, but he is playing the ostrich, saying that he is not the employer because he can actually legally say that. He doesn't have a healthcare company. He only links those who provide the COS. So really, in court, those who over the COS are in trouble. Do you get my drift?
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like we said in the early part of this space, um, it's very possible that those that he actually did work for, right? Those that got value for their money and have tried, are even fully settled in the country, may be affected by, this problem, or should I call it this scandal that has just come out, right? Some of the people he has helped will then be scrutinized that, they did not come here as a result of their own merits. They came here because they had influenced their way into the country. So I don't know. It's possible. I mean, it depends on how those people also move and how they are able to lawyer up quickly to regularize themselves. You get. But anyway, blessed Adia, please go on. Is blessed Adia there?
Yeah, can you hear
Abi
me?
Adai. Ah, God, sorry. How do you pronounce your name?
Adaya.
Adaya. Okay, sorry about that.
So really, really and truly, serious come, serious come, serious come. But I'm going to look at it from a very different angle. But I'll first condemn whoever it is, that doctor, whoever it is that that actually prey on the gullibility and ignorance of people. It's totally absurd. It's unacceptable. It's not justified. To make so much money and on other people's unfortunate, I won't call it unfortunate circumstances, but then, you know, people who are desperate to leave a quote unquote non-functional country to find better life or greener pastures in other places. But then, why are we not looking at it in the angle of, addressing those who fail to do their own diligence? I mean, this is 2025. The people who fall victim of this thing are largely educated people who have access to phones, data that can actually make their own research by themselves because all of these things are clearly written, you know, uh, in websites of government websites, UK immigration sites, home care, home office, and all that. So why are we not addressing them? Because a lot of people know these things, but you see this idea of quick getting things quickly. Maybe they're lazy, or I cannot explain exactly why people would choose to fall victim of people who, I mean, or trust totally others with so much money like that. If you have £1,000 to give somebody, or how much millions of naira to give somebody to do certificate of sponsorship, that means you have enough money to actually do this research by yourself. It's not just COS, even students too. Can't really be paying agents to help you find schools or courses that you can study. Why can't you sit by yourself and do these things? They're so easy. I don't think anybody should be falling victims of these things in 2025. It's actually laziness and I say they're stupid people, really. I'm sorry to say. So we should look at it in both angles and and no matter how much you create this awareness, there are still people who will still go pay these people, they will never stop, it will never end. So it's just a cycle that never
Yeah.
ever ends. That's the way me I see it.
Okay, so you believe that these people who are victims of this fraud, they we should not really mind pity them because they knew what they were going into, and
A lot of them knew what they are doing. I've had people who come to me to find out, okay, or to get how do I get a student visa or whatever. And I tell you, you don't have to pay anybody. And I'm ready to guide them. But because they're not ready to sit down, you know, and think for themselves and do things for themselves, they would rather pay agents. And at the end of the day, when the agents come in, who should be held responsible?
hmm, okay, blame the victim. That's fine. Thank you, Blessed. Um, thank you very much, guys, for coming to the space. I see a lot of requests. I don't know. I'm literally 5 hours. What's the word now? Like I should have closed the space like 5 hours ago. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm so sorry. There's so many requests. I know you probably wanted to say something to add to the conversation, but we've been on here for a while. I'm even tired. So I'm sure this is an ongoing conversation. There'll still be other spaces that would be opened. Please look out for them. To drop your own 2 cents on the matter. But as far as this space is concerned, Otilo, so yeah, again, I mean, like everyone who would also say that is innocent until proven guilty, right? So he has gone to court, he has sued the BBC for defamation, and just to sort of recap, so he says that his clients are aware that the COS is free, and yes, some recruiters and employers charge some extra costs, and these costs can cover training, transportation, and even accommodation, and varies from employer to employer. It says we communicate this very clearly to the clients, and in the event that these clients are not successful, they do get a full refund of this extra cost, no questions asked. So obviously, I don't know. I mean, he didn't say anything about the cost of his own service because it's a business. So if you're saying COS is free and the other extra costs are to the companies who are, taking this course for training and all of that. So where do you stand? Are you doing it, um, out of the goodness of your heart, right? So he didn't mention anything about what he like his own exposure to this thing is. But he says our job as a linking company, so there's something called a linking company, ends when the employee successfully comes into the UK and is handed over to the employer to commence training, DBS, and other pre-employment routines. Right? I thought this was also very interesting because um it's actually not just for you to bring people into the UK and say, oh yeah, take employer, that's your person. Because don't forget, you went to source for these guys, you went to source for clients. Let's even say truly employers are giving out COS to people, right? So you have gone to bring me from Nigeria to come to the UK, and you then just hand me over and wash your hands. It doesn't work that way. You have to ensure that all the things you told me I was going to get, you know, coming to the UK, I will get it. I thought that's how it works, right? But anyway, it says that our job is done when the client is successfully handed over to the employer. And every COS issued by employers to our clients were legitimate and they all relocated successfully. Yes, good of you. Congratulations. You have completed half of what you promised. The other half is the actual job. That's the other half. The other half is the job for these people that you have brought in to start working, not to start looking for other jobs or new jobs or whatever. Because if that was the agreement, I think it would be very, very wicked of any of the people to now say, oh, you did not tell me. Because I'm sure for someone to trust you to sell all their properties for you, it will not be on the slim chance that the company they are coming to, whether on the slim chance that they will give them a job or not. They are sure that when they come here, they are going to be working at the very least 40 hours per week. So if you are now claiming that, well, you've successfully brought them in and that's it. Well, anyway, let's see. So it says every CAS issued by employers to our clients were legitimate and they all relocated successfully. Over 98% of persons we have placed into employment are settled and working with their employers in the UK. We prepare these employees and ensure that the healthcare workers that eventually so I'm sorry. We prepare these employees and ensure that the healthcare workers that eventually come to the UK are the best of the best. There have been a few occasions where the employers overstated their needs or recruited more persons that they had shifts for. On these few occasions, we do our best to find alternative employers in the UK for these clients at no extra cost. We also blacklist such employers and never send them candidates again. Did you do? Did you blacklist these employers? Because if you watch that documentary, it wasn't just the case study they used, there were other people that actually complained about this same guy, about this same company, right? So why did you actually blacklist them? So on the occasion that these guys actually did not provide this thing, how did you manage the situation? Because you could be the most innocent and you are doing it for altruistic reasons. You are compassionate. You want people to come out of the country to better themselves. But if you are not communicating the progress of the application, and you've left your clients in the dark, what do you think they would think? What do you think? What conclusions do you think they will come to? That you have scammed them. It's as simple as that. He has scammed them. And if you continue to push them and egg them forward, oh, we are looking for another company. We are looking for another company. We are looking for another company. You know, to what end? Till when? Till when? Because don't forget, I'm supposed to be in this country to be working. The last thing you want to do in a developed country such as the UK, um, the UK or the US is not to work and you have to be paying bills. That is the last thing you will regret. You will regret your life. You will start questioning your decisions. So, guys, he says that he says that he his lawyers have advised him, right? And they are going to go to court. It's totally a defamatory, um, you know, documentary, and is going to pursue this to the end. Um, it says that if BBC really wanted to do a real story, there are many individuals exploiting people, issuing fake COS, and outrightly scamming people and disappearing with their monies. We have done none of this, yet they maliciously insist on putting out this one-sided falsehood. I believe that the truth will win and posterity will vindicate the just. Absolutely. Posterity will vindicate the just. Wait and see how this all plays out. I hope for his own sake he has an airtight defense. I really do, And yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But it's just to say that for those of you out there, who are currently in the process of defrauding people, who are currently in the process of scamming people, who are currently even have already carried out this scamming job, you will be caught. They will catch you. They will catch you because people are crying, people are suffering, people have sold their entire their properties, just to see that this comes to fruition, right? And yeah, they will catch you. They will catch you. It's just a matter of time. Your own face too. See how that guy they chop. e dey chop they give lamba, e dey chop, and I go give you this, know say they don't hold am for this thing for neck. they don't catch them, you know. So yes, it's crazy, it's crazy. And please, it's very easy to blame the victims, it's very easy to blame those people who even, would take all their life savings to be pursuing such ventures, knowing the risk. It's very easy, it's the easiest thing to do. And that is what then lead, we then start questioning the larger societal issues, the larger societal issues. Why are they doing this? Why are they so desperate? Why are people desperate to leave the country? If this country was so good, was so nice, was so pleasant, the way a lot of people have come to this space to say, why are people leaving? There's a documentary, a lot of documentaries on Japa or not to Japa on YouTube. Maybe go and watch, go and touch guys. Go and touch grass. Go and watch the reason why majority of the people out there are out there. Why people would literally go through the desert, go through ice seas, the ocean, just to leave the country. It's that bad. People don't mind dying on the road, as far as say they know they this country. This sort of desperation. Oh, the people in the US are also leaving the country. Are they going through the Red Sea? Are they going through the Red Sea? Are they going through the Atlantic Ocean because they want to leave the country? They can literally just up on a flight with that their I don't even know the color of their passports, but they go enter any country, get a visa on arrival, they don't enter your country. Some no even need visa on arrival. You get US passport, welcome. Obviously, we are not there yet, but it still doesn't mean that they want to leave the country, they want to go and further their studies and maybe come back to set up something. Fine. All these people are there. Yes, people get work visas right from Nigeria, to work in a big four company or a top multinational company. Yes. But exceptions don't make the rule, guy. Exceptions don't make the rule. There are only but a few. The majority of people living Nigeria are those who are desperate, are those who are looking for something better, right? So this is the fact. There's no and you keep hearing, you are denigrating the country. No, it's fine if you think so anyway. I mean, you will always think that, but nobody's denigrating anything here. We just want a good life. If you think Nigeria is good and your life is so perfect and there's nothing to worry about, why are all these people shouting? It's fine. I'm not the problem of your low standards. If your standards are so low, don't bring it near me. I want a better life. Some people actually leave this country not because of themselves, by the way. Some people say, if it were just me, I would be okay, right? I would be okay. But I have children to think about. You know the way President Tinubu said he's removed subsidy for future generations. That is how some people also are jackpying because of their future generations. They don't want to stay. They don't want to stay at all. They don't want to stay. So I guess it's all good, guys. Thank you very much for joining this space. There are about 180 something people still here, so big ups to everyone. Um, I can't even start giving shout outs, but anyway, thank you very much. There's just a lot of people. So for all the speakers that have spoken here, I appreciate. For the ones that don't agree with me, it's fine. We move. We'll catch ourselves again on another space. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. God bless.